Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to try for you guys GlenKinchie. This is the Distillers edition. This was distilled in 2004, bottled in 2016. It's double matured in Amontillado cask wood. I'm not sure. It's got a G/289-7-D on it, which I'm not sure exactly what that stands for. It is a special limited edition from hand-selected cask, double matured and elegant Amontillado cask wood, chosen to complement the whiskey's sophisticated balance between sweet and dry. The Distillers edition reveals fascinating, complex, multi-depth and GlenKinchie whiskies intriguing lowland character. This is a lowland, I didn't mention that. And it is a 2016, so it's still available on shelves. It's usually, I got it at West Wichita. I think it normally sells for around upper 60s, something lower 70s range. Anyway, it is a wine cask finished whiskey. It's really a nice whiskey. Let's get it in a glass for you guys. Good tight cork on it. And by the way, I've only had this about maybe 6 months, and I've cut into it pretty hard considering everything that I've got. This one I've came back to quite a bit. I really like this. The first night I had it, I probably drank, I'm going to guess, probably that much. So then I kind of had to slow it down over the last 3-4 months, because it's one of those that if I get started on, I can drink this till it would be gone. I would have no qualms or issues about doing that. So self-control, I have to practice with this. That gives you any idea of what I think of it. I'm not typically a person that's fond of a lot of different wine cask finishes. I mean, I like sherry and I like port. Those are kind of classics. But some of the other wine casks, the Madeiras and stuff like that, I'm kind of, it's hit and miss for me. This one is done well. All right, I got my notes here, so we got to refer to them a little bit. It is 43% and non-chill filtered. I'm going to assume it is not. It doesn't say so on the bottle, so we will assume that it is chill filtered and colored. But I tell you, I don't know about the coloration on it, whether it would be colored or not, because it's not a very deeply, richly colored whiskey. I don't know. I don't think it is, but I'm not sure. I don't think the box alludes to it either. But we will check. They got that code there on these Distillers editions for Diageo, and it's pretty interesting. Distillery symbol, licensed 1837 from the FF, AM for the Amontillado cask wood, and SB for the master distiller, and they've got it all labeled there under that. That's interesting. Anyway, I just don't see anything on here that says anything about it. So we have to assume. Although I debate myself whether it is or not. Anyway, back to the review, guys. I've lingered on long enough. It has a pretty good, it's a good amber, medium amber with a red tinge to it that may or may not show up. I don't know if it will or not. It's got a slightly red tinge to it. I forgot about the legs. It It forms heavy, thin legs. They run fairly quickly. But there's multiples of them, lots of thin ones. Age statements, 2004, 2016. So it is a 12-year-old, and that includes the finishing. Now there's a slight amount of alcohol burn on the nose. It's nothing distracting. The vanilla comes up front. You get the maltiness. I better step back so I can talk into this. I'm sorry, guys. My nose is itching too. Red fruits. There is that wine grape character there. I know it don't talk about smokiness. I don't know about lowlands. There is just a faint bit of smokiness in this that I get. Again, we've got to go back, just like the last review, we've got to go back to understanding that it's not a peaty smokiness. It's not like that, but there's just a little smoky character in there on the nose. And there's a little bit of a floral note. It's not overwhelming. It's nothing I can put my finger on, but there's a little bit of a floral note to it. Overall, it's a fair nose. I could toss this around in my mouth for fruity vanilla. Again, you're always going to generally get maltiness, but that maltiness kind of comes through on this really well, in a really good way. There's cardamom. There's a sweet and sour grape play. There's that spicy warming sensation. And the finish is quite really, for a 12-year-old, this has a fairly, the finish is the most enjoyable part of this. Because that sweetness of the grapes, that sweetness that it gives you, and just a little bit of woodiness, but that sweetness from that maltiness and that honey, there's a honey character in this too. It just keeps, and then in your mouth starts to water from the sweetness, but then the wine finish, that tart, slightly tart wine finish starts to dry it out. And they play on each other rather well in this particular one. And this is not a one-trick pony. This one does quite a bit. I really like this. This is really, really good. For my only GlenKinchie I've ever had that I know of off the top of my head, that I can remember. I've never had the standard, so I can't speak to it, but this has a very good flavor. It has a very good balance to it. This one is balanced. For a 12-year-old, it has a lot of good qualities. And the finish just keeps on going, guys. I'm going to give this probably an unreasonably high score. Oh, there's the pepperiness of that the spiciness. Mm. Mm. For a 12-year-old, this is borderline one of the better 12-year-olds I've ever had. It's up there in pretty rarefied air. This has a quality to it that I really like myself. This one really appeals to my palate. This one more so than a lot of whiskeys do. I'm going to give this one an 89 out of 100. I mean, this one's borderline 90. This I would buy again if I saw it. I would have no compunction about doing that, even at any price. I mean, not any price, but I really, really like this. And this one, I have to practice self-control on this one. I like it that much. I mean, it's like Macallan. You know, I don't want to digress. This is about GlenKinchie. Anyway, I gotta wrap this up, guys. Everybody, thank you for watching this afternoon. Everybody, I want you to have a good day. Remember, the spirit in your glass isn't running from you. Take your time, sip it, enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. See you guys later. Bye.